Thanks for staying with us at STL Live. I'm Sarah Bernard, and my guest is Pat Cook, a registered nurse at MediNurse, which provides in-home nursing for the elderly. And we've been talking about this idea of aging in place where our elderly stay in their homes as long as possible to be more comfortable, to enjoy their life, to be in familiar surroundings. So living in retirement homes is not for everybody, as you've been saying.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So, you were giving us some tips on things to do around the house, but also talking about what the nurses from MediNurse do when they monitor these family members of ours. So let's talk a little bit more about that. We were talking about medication, and what else are they looking for?
Well, again, they look at mobility. They look at skin integrity, because very frequently the seniors will be very sedentary. And so they may end up with the beginning of a bed sore. And certainly they don't realize it. As we get older, our sensorium is somewhat diminished. And so where you and I might recognize a bruise or a shear or something like that, they may not even see it if they have a visual issue, or certainly not feel it if it's down in an extremity or whatever. So we look at skin, we look at mental status. So, you know, do they seem to be sad? Do they seem to be isolated? I mean, obviously if they're alone in the home, they're going to be somewhat isolated. But is that overt? I mean, when they talk to you, do they brighten up? Which may mean that we need to provide some social contact for them.
Yeah, and it would seem to me that adult children may not recognize these things in their own parents. They see them all the time, they're used to their personalities, and perhaps don't identify changes. Would you agree that that's true?
Yeah, I think very often that which is in our own backyard is not what we see.
Absolutely,
yeah. And maybe mom's always been slightly depressed, or you know, maybe dad only brightens up when somebody comes to talk about baseball. So you kind of have to mentor that, monitor it, and see if that really, if you're getting a true reading. And again, reflecting that back to the family, back to the physician caregiver, and we do a lot of contact with the physicians. And you know, maybe they just need a recommendation for daycare. I mean, you can still age in place, but go out during the day to a daycare situation if it's that socialization that's needed.
Yeah, and so the MediNurse staff will make those kind of recommendations as well and refer to the right places.
Correct.
So something else we know we're going into winter, that time of year when a lot of people suffer from depression and that kind of thing. So how does the seasonal changes affect the elderly in particular?
Well, there are too many memories, I think, sometimes, and we find that folks are trying to remember the good times, but unfortunately sometimes the bad Christmases or Hanukkahs or whatever slip into that. I think family becomes very important at that point. Memory books are a good tool. If somebody can put together a good Christmas, a good holiday season, where maybe the kids were all little and there was a puppy and it was all wonderful.
So photo books you're talking
about.
Photo
books, yeah, photo books. Music is another good, and certainly around the holidays there's plenty of music, but find the ones that are more lighter, or maybe there again is a remembrance to that musical piece. Not, I'll be home for Christmas when obviously there's not going to be anybody home for Christmas.
Right.
That might not be the best one to
so
put in a recording.
So just being aware of brightening people's spirits, spending time with them, visiting.
Including as much as you can in things like cookie baking. Because maybe that's something that grandma did or dad did, or decorating the cookies or decorating the house.
Not just our family members, but our neighbors too.
Exactly.
I think. Yeah.
And sometimes neighbors are the best because they're there. A family member may be at work, and it may be that the neighbor is home during the day and can help with that if you include them.
Absolutely. Well, very good, Pat. Thank you so much for visiting STL Live and sharing these tips, seasonal depression and how that affects the elderly, and also aging in place. So for more information on MediNurse, visit medinurse.com. And there's more STL Live after this. Stay with us.